how we're going to continue to ignore this. We're just going to pretend this doesn't exist. Anyway, it's Holly and I'm here and I wanted to do some like end of the year videos. And so let me get stuff up and ready to go. Hello, sir. Oh, you gotta stretch? Yeah, big stretch. So this is going to be my 2022 wrap up and my 2023 goals. I did do my normal spreadsheet, but I didn't want to calculate everything. So instead I'm just going to do my year in review from Goodreads for this because that's just less stress and I'm trying to keep my life a little less stressful right now. So yes, 2022 is over. I finished 102 books. I finished 100, which was my goal, just barely. This is probably the lowest I've ever read. Definitely since I've been tracking on Goodreads. I think I've technically failed a few challenges, but that was before Goodreads let you track rereads. But yeah, it's fine. I'm okay with it. And according to Goodreads, I read 25,583 pages. There was definitely, obviously a decrease in my reading this year for a variety of reasons. I think it has caused some conflict in our relationship here because reading time is often when we cuddle. And so, yes, I think he's a little mad. But it's been a rough couple of years. I have some ideas, some plans, who knows if they will pan out or not for 2023, to try and make things better for me personally. Oh, Murphy, he stepped on a book. He's fine. The book just fell. Yes. So I have some plans, in place to try and work on my mental health and just like my ability to cope with things. We'll see. Hopefully they pan out. I'm being more honest and open with people about my struggles, which I think is helping to some extent. But yes, I also have things I would like to accomplish. Whatever, we'll get there. Okay, because I was about to be booked. That's the next part of this video. Anyway, so according to Goodreads, the shortest book I read was Gifting Me to His Best Friend bonus content by Katie Robert, which is 9 pages. Murphy, stop throwing books on the floor. That was on purpose. The other one was an accident, but that one was on purpose. And then the longest book I read was A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. The average book length I read in 2022 was 250 pages. I think this is really interesting. I went back and kind of like looked at some of these for like previous years because I've never really used this feature before. The most shelved book on my read list is The Love Hypothesis, which has over 1.5 million shelves, which is crazy. Ellie Hazelwood, I hope you are making bank off of this. Obviously that's just shelved, but still. And then the least shelved is a book called Halal Food that I read with 154. I guess I'm just kind of surprised that's the one. I don't know. I read a few like pretty like low, not well known like nonfiction and stuff. So my average rating for 2022, 3.8 stars, which does not surprise me. I gave out a lot of 3 and 4 stars, I think, this year, which has been kind of on trend. And this is one thing I definitely went back and looked at. And 3.8 seems to be like right where I hit almost every year. According to Goodreads, like the readers on Goodreads, the highest rated book that I read is Court of Wings and Ruin. I think I gave that, is that the second or third one? Third one. I gave that one 3 stars. That was a slog. I'm gonna scroll through it and see if there's any that stand out that maybe I should talk about. So one of my second book of the year was Swoon by Lauren Rowe. Oh yeah, that would make sense. She, hurt herself earlier this year or at the end of last year. One of those. And so I think she's kind of slowed down in her writing. That was a really cute book. I love the music that is included with Lauren Rowe's books. She does a really good job with that. Call Me Maybe by Cara Bastone. I've loved everything I have read by Cara Bastone so far, especially in this little series. They're so cute. The audiobooks are amazing. Oh, Electric Idol by Katie Robert. Apparently, a lot of people don't love the Dark Olympus series, or at least from what I've seen online, as much as some of her other series. I love it. I think the first one wasn't my favorite. I kind of had to push through it. I think I might like it more on a reread, but I loved Electric Idol, and I've enjoyed all of them. Ooh, Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. I can't believe I read that long ago. Maybe it wasn't that long ago, and I just had a really slow start to the year. That series, one of my favorites. Highly recommend. I feel like it was talked about a lot, but I feel like it's criminally underrepresented on BookTube. I read a ton of Katie Robert this year. I started and finished her O'Malley series. I'm going to do a video about all the series I did complete this year. Ooh, The Hollow Heart by Marie Verkowski. I think I talked about that book a decent amount. That book wrecked me. It was the follow-up to The Midnight Lie, and these are set in the same world as the Winter's Curse trilogy, which I want to reread now. But I thought this book was amazing. It's a short little thing. I mean, it's like 250 pages or something, but she does a lot in there. Seatmate, another Cara Bastone. That was so good, so cute. I started reading Sophie Lark this year. I've been enjoying her. I started Anastasia while I was in Disney World, and I haven't finished it. I started reading Allie Hazelwood this year, which was I started with her Steminist novellas because I thought I wouldn't like The Love Hypothesis. And after I liked those, I moved on. And I ended up liking all of them. I do find her books to be a bit repetitive. Right now, I'm fine with that. But it's not that because I feel like you could easily interpret it as like, oh, she just writes about smart, like STEM heroines. That's fine. Do that. That's cool. That's great. It's that the tropes are like always the same. And I don't dislike those tropes, but like eventually it's going to be too much. For now, it works for me. I ended up liking The Love Hypothesis. I'm like an anti-Rilo shipper, so that was why I tried to avoid it. I reread the Poison Study and Magic Study. I'm rereading Fire Study right now. Poison Study, just as good upon the third read as it was upon the first and the second. Oh, Kate Pryor. I found her. I've read all of her published books now. They're so good. I don't know what the series is called. I can't remember, but the first one is Love, Laugh, Lick. And then the second one is The Orc from the Office. The Orc from the Office is amazing. I gave it 5 stars. These books are so ridiculous. And her writing, her like authorial voice is so strong, and I love it. And I'm here for her writing more books. Miss Butterworth and the Mad Baron. I read that. It was Julia Quinn and her sister, Violet. I think that's her name, right? Violet? Yes, Violet Charles. Helped write it, and she did the illustrations because she's an illustrator. It was so much fun. It was great. And it's so sad because shortly before this book released, Julia Quinn ended up losing her sister and her father in a drunk driving accident. It feels awful to even call it an accident. People make willful decisions, and it's awful. And so not only did she lose 2 people that mattered to her, and 2 human beings who aren't in this world anymore because somebody else's awful decisions, but we won't get future books like this, and we won't be blessed with Violet Charles's skill again. I highly recommend checking it out and supporting Julia Quinn and Violet in whatever way you can now that she has passed. And then Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I read that. I finished that a couple days before the year ended. I think I said I was interested at the end of last year, and I held out because I didn't want to start another series. Kind of glad I made that choice because I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. And my last review of the year was another Serena Bowen, a little too late because I had to post those. But yeah, so that's kind of like my year in review. Some favorites, some thoughts, stuff like that. From that, let's talk about goals for 2023. So as I have done every other year, I have one goal and one goal only, and that is my Goodreads goal, which is to read 100 books. I've already set it as my Goodreads goal, and that is it. I do have like goals that I would like to hypothetically pursue. I don't know if that makes sense. I have a bunch of series. I think I already posted that video that I would like to complete this year. I even made cute little trackers for myself for Instagram, so hopefully that'll motivate me. I would like to start, I went to my library last week, and I would like to start using my physical library more. I use my library and the New York Public Library both pretty frequently for audiobooks through Libby and Hoopla, but I would like to use my actual physical library some more, especially for books that I can get there. So like I can buy all of these books and I have the discretionary income to do so, but maybe I shouldn't. And I outgrew this apartment years ago. And I don't want to put any of my books in a storage. I bought a storage unit. I got one. And I don't want to put any books in a storage unit. Hello, sir. Are you coming up here? But mostly because I just don't know, like, I just don't, I'm always worried something will happen to them. But I think I need to kind of hold back. I think I will still buy, like if I'm buying, I will probably buy, like auto-buy authors and, completing series or indie authors and stuff like that. There are some like projects I would like to do for YouTube. I would like to do Smash or Trash again and actually do it. My plan every year is to do it quarterly, and I do have a plan for this year, and it's a little lower key, so hopefully I'll be able to do it. I want to do some thematic reading vlogs, so hopefully that will happen. I don't know. So yes, I have some plans, hopes, dreams. I don't know. So yes, that's my 2022 wrap up and 2023 goals. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.